Hi guys, this is Ian. Welcome to the Occupation. We've got some very special stuff going on today. Dr. Cornel West, renowned activist, philosopher, and scholar, is here to speak to the Occupation here at Occupy Seattle.
Great organizer Bob
just happened to be in town and wanted to stop by and see what was happening with the Occupation. Dr. Cornel West! What an honor and a blessing for me to be here in Seattle. Oh, yes, I can feel the spirit of Jimi Hendrix all shot through his face. Pearl Jam is here in spirit, is that right? I want to salute your courage. I want to salute your vision. I want to salute your fortitude. I want to salute your determination that this Occupy movement that people had thought weeks ago would go away. Here you are, still here in the rain, strong as ever, standing with style, with deep, deep love in your heart, that I am so blessed to be a small part of the Occupy movement. We've got 1,000 different sites around the world, 82 countries, 5 continents, including Seattle, Washington. Oh, yes. And all we tried to do is embody and enact a deep democratic awakening.
Someone should probably let Global Rev know that we've got Cornel
everyday
West.
people straighten their backs up. They're going somewhere because folk can't ride your back unless it's bent. And when you take a stand the way Sly Stone said, stand. In the end, you'll still be you. One who's done all the things you set out to do. Raising your voice. So many of us were tired of being echoes. We wanted to raise our voices, our individual voices, our collective voices for what? Out of the deep love we have for poor people, working people, people of color, women, our gay brothers, our lesbians, all of those who have been dehumanized, pushed to the margins. And we say, yes, it is a love movement. It's a love movement. It's what John Coltrane called a love supreme. And when you have a love supreme, you stand in the rain day in and day out and hold on together, stick together. Why? Because in the end, if we don't hang together, we hang separately. But let's just be honest about this. Anytime you talk about corporate greed, you're talking about some very deep interests. And you see the panic already setting in among the oligarchs and the hysteria setting in among the plutocrats. And say, these folk not serious. This is just a fad. Oh, really? Really? No. We keep our eyes, even in the rain, on the precious children. You know, in America, 42% of our precious children of all colors live either in or near poverty, in the richest nation in the history of the world. That's a moral disgrace. It's an ethical obscenity. We stand for the children. We don't care what color they are. We don't care what culture they are. They are precious. They are priceless. And yes, we stand for the elder. We stand for the widow. We stand for the orphan. We stand for working people who have been pushed against the wall in the last 30 years, this class war against poor and working people, pushing folk against the wall as if somehow they're just marginal utilities in a profit margin analysis. No, those are human beings there, losing their houses, jobs unavailable, wages stagnating with profits at the top, breaking records year in and year out, and when they get in trouble, but they hard on folk and welfare on below. They get the corporate welfare from the top. Oh, yes, they call it corporate socialism. That's what it is. That's what it is. Taxpayers' money supporting the oligarchs when they get in trouble. Talking to me about personal responsibility. I see Brother Jamal on the block gets caught with a crack bag, gets 7 years. Nobody going to jail given the criminal activity that's been going on Wall Street in the last 10, 15 years. Not one person going to jail. No investigation, no prosecution. They say, oh, Brother West, you just talking about class war. I didn't start it. We didn't start it. No, we didn't start it at all. We find ourselves caught in it. And yet we have the spiritual and the moral maturity to say it's precisely because we love the people that we hate injustice. Oh yes, when you love folks, you can't stand the fact that they're being treated unfairly. You loathe the fact they're being treated unjustly. It's not about hating anybody. It's about hating a system that is rigged in such a way that the wealth goes to the top and working and poor people pushed aside and somehow told us to make it on their own. We are tired of it. We're tired of being tired of it. We stand up in the rain, in the snow, in the sun. We stand together. And as we move step by step, we let folk know that we in it in the long run. We in it in the long run. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I just got off the plane and came straight here. I was in Germany at Occupy Amsterdam. Tomorrow's Occupy Oakland. Oh, yes. Occupy Oakland. I know you all been into some tense struggles, but you know what's been going on in Oakland, right? I called my mama and said, prayer for me. So that's what's wonderful about us. You see, we got some religious folk like myself. We got prophetic Baptists, prophetic Mormons, prophetic Jewish brothers and sisters, prophetic Buddhists, prophetic Hindu. We got our progressive atheistic brothers and sisters, progressive agnostic brothers and sisters. Why? Because we're focused on justice. We focus on fighting corporate greed and wealth inequality and the role of big money in politics and arbitrary military power and arbitrary police power linked to the prison industrial complex, disproportionately black, disproportionately brown, disproportionately red. Why? Because we are precious too. And in America, we have to be honest and candid about speaking passionately about embracing each other across various lines. That's the only way we're going to have impact. Because the people at the top who are fearful of what we're doing, they want to divide and conquer us. Oh, yes, they like to see us turn on each other. They like to cultivate all the different tensions and the frictions and so forth. Which, of course, there's always tensions and frictions. People are people. But this is a new day. The conservative era is coming to a close. The Washington consensus is coming to a close. The idolizing of markets is coming to a close. Obsession with the world of the rich and famous coming to a close. Obsession with celebrities who are too hollow and shallow and don't want to take a stand. No longer the model for the younger generation. We say no. We like Sankofa Bird. We got to look back in order to look forward. So we look back and see Martin King. We look back and see Rabbi Abraham Joshua Hester. We look back and see Dorothy Day. We look back and see Stokely Carmichael. We look back and see Tom Hayden. We look back and see John Coltrane. And we're moving forward. And the beautiful thing about someone like myself is you can see I'm old school. I'm old school. I mean, I like Lupe Fiasco and some of the young folks, but I'm old school. And to see the young brothers and sisters of all colors coming together and actually taking the central role. We know it's a leaderless movement and a leaderful movement, but let's be honest about it. It's the young brothers and sisters of all colors who have been at the center of this. Is that right, my dear sister AFP? My dear AFP sister? Isn't that the truth? Isn't that a beautiful thing to see the young folks? Oh, I'm telling you. And the old freedom fighters smile from the grave. They haven't forgotten courage. They haven't forgot about vision. They haven't forgot about empathy. They haven't forgot about love and compassion. They haven't forgot about organizing and mobilizing. And they haven't forgot that you can change the world and make the future better if you remain together. That's what's so beautiful. That's why I'm so glad to be here. Thank you all so very much for just allowing me to come through. Occupy Seattle! Occupy Seattle! Oh yes! Let the world know the movement goes on! On and on and on and on!